on this web. We are not rare. But before you leave, you will perceive the lore will be unlocked. You might be stalked by a Sasquatch or a ghost witch, possibly even a ghost that will boast about knowing the Ohio grassman or even the Michigan dogman. Werewolves hunt, poltergeists are up front, but in these backwoods folklore is unlocked.
Welcome to Folklore Unlocked. I'm Austin, and like always, I'm joined by Ethan.
Yep, hello again, everyone.
And since we're recording and releasing this on July 1st, instead of our typical Wednesday release, happy early 4th of July to you American listeners and YouTube watchers. And this week we are taking a look at the Selkie from Scottish and Irish mythology. And the description of a Selkie it comes primarily from the Celtic and Norse mythologies. So Norway, Scotland, Ireland, basically those areas. And it's a shapeshifter, most commonly a female, and it's a seal slash human shapeshifter.
Now, do we know if it's a human that can transfer into a seal, or if it's a seal that can transfer into a human? Do we know for sure what it is, or no?
I think it's a human that lives primarily as a seal, but it can be both.
It can be both. Okay.
Like it's a human that, from what I understood, is that lives as chooses to live as a seal, but can transform back into a human. But I could be wrong.
That's what I was guessing, but I didn't know for sure. I'm like, what if it is a seal that just transfers into a human? I'm like, that's a little bit weirder, but...
And the name origins, Selkie comes from the Scottish word for seal, and it's also spelled as silkies with an I. Silkies spelled with a Y, and Selkies spelled Selchies. And it's sometimes referred to as Selkie folk or Selkie fowl, meaning seal folk.
I think there's only two ways to write that correctly: the Selkie or the Silkies. I will not do the ones with the Y or the EL. Yeah.
So I didn't know Scottish was such a weird language, like fowl meant folk.
I mean, I knew it was weird. I didn't know that exact form of weird, but yeah.
And this is why I believe that they're humans that choose to live as seals, is because their nature is that they live as seals in the sea, but they shed skin to become human on land. And they can be friendly and helpful, or they could be dangerous and vengeful. So I would like to, if Selkies do exist, I prefer the friendly and helpful version.
Well, you don't like any dangerous seals going around? I mean, they wouldn't be that bad, okay? You don't go to the ocean that much, right?
No, not really.
Yeah, so you wouldn't have to worry about it.
But still, I'd rather me friendly and helpful one rather than a dangerous, vengeful one.
No, I agree with you. I agree. And then there are some stories that have Selkies in them, or stories about Selkies. Uh, Selkies have been depicted to go into romantic relationships with humans, sometimes resulting in their children. And the children would sometimes be said to have like webbing between their fingers and stuff like that, kind of like, I guess, a seal. And they can be coerced or tricked into marrying a human if their seal skin is stolen and hid, which prevents them from returning to the sea. And these marriages are often unhappy, and the Selkies are always looking for their skin and longing for the sea. And then, if the Selkie does end up finding its skin, it will leave the family completely. Like, even if there's children or whatever, it'll just leave for the sea.
Like, deuces, I'm out.
Which I understand if you're being coerced into a marriage because someone's like, hey, I took your skin, you can't really go anywhere anymore. Might as well shack up. No. And then the theories. The theories are that it could possibly be syndactyly, which is a growth between the skin, between the fingers for humans, and that's what the webbing was. And then also that Scottish folklorists and antiquarians, David oh my gosh, Ritchie, McRitchie,
McRitchie, I don't know.
yeah, believes that early Scots misidentified or encountered and married Finnish and Sami women who used sealskin boats to travel.
Another reason I think they're just humans that just were using seal skin, or if you believe they're real, humans that chose to live as seals.
As long as there's no orcas around or sharks or whatever, it probably wouldn't be that bad to live as a seal. I'll be honest.
Shark Week. And my thoughts on the Selkies are that they're just Finnish and Sami people who did in fact use sealskin boats, like we mentioned, to travel, and early Scots believing they were shape shifting human creatures due to the boats, and them not used to sealskin boats at all. So I believe it's just Scots trying to explain something they didn't understand.
Yeah, I agree. Same way. I mean, it's most likely just the sealskin boats making early Scots believe they were shapeshifting, I guess. I do think the Selkie is pretty interesting because I like there are a lot of things that like shapeshift or whatever, but usually it's like kind of like the skinwalker changing into like a wolf or something like that. The seal seems very unique to me. I don't think there's anything that like turns into a seal other than the Selkie, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't found anything that like actively chooses a seal to shapeshift into as like their primary non-human form.
Yeah, it's just a weird thing to transfer into. I mean, I don't think it's a bad one. It's just unique. So that and the story about the like whenever someone steals their seal skin and then like getting married to them, that's kind of an interesting story with it. So I mean, I do like it.
Kind of kind of a scumbag move if you ask me, stealing, somebody's either boat, if you take it as a misidentification of like real humans sailing on sealskin boats, or a shapeshifter's skin.
Mm.
of their non-human form. Either way, it's a real scumbag move.
No, I 100% agree with that. But it's just like it's kind of an interesting story. Like it's scumbaggy, but interesting.
Well, I think that's all we've got for the Selkies this week. Next week, we are going to take a look at angels. Anything you want to add, Ethan?
Oh, just thanks for watching, everyone.
Well, we'll see you next week. If you're on YouTube, drop us a like, comment, subscribe. If you're on Spotify, drop us a follow, and we'll see you next week.
Yep, bye everyone.
You might wake up beside Spearfinger with an extended visit from Jack the Ripper. But if you're lucky, it'll be an angel on that range hill of Louisiana. You might meet Mary Laveau or the Road. At Folklore Unlocked, Austin and Ethan concoct their theory of the eerie and unexplained around the world, sometimes even the underworld. The lore is locked behind secrets, but folklore is meant to be unlocked. The Selkie is haunting NC as well as Tennessee. There are many giants that might be clients of the Dark Watchers, who might have psychokinesis. And the phantom time hypothesis is like a phoenix, coming back around again and again. The laser strain on your brain if you got more than 2 brain cells in you. Some believe McCartney's dead because they read into the Mandela effect, which is subject to folklore.